All right, court calls the cases of the people of the state of Michigan versus Matthew Ryder Burrows, case numbers 251742 ST and 253743 SM. Mr. Burrows joins us from the Wexford County Jail, Mr. Pieknik by Zoom, and Mr. Carnes joins us in the courtroom. Mr. Burrows, are you able to see and hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, counsel, it looks like we're here for a plea and sentencing on both files. Mr. Carnes?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. It's my understanding that in file 1742, defendant will be entering a guilty plea to an added count of failure to report accident to fixtures. The people will be dismissing both of the charged counts. And then it's my understanding that in file 3743, the defendant will be entering a guilty plea to receiving and concealing stolen property less than $200. The people will dismiss the charge count of larceny 200 to 1,000.
Mr. Carnes, refresh my memory. The penalty is the same for the fail to report an accident to fixtures as it is to fail to report an accident.
It is, Your Honor. I suspect the facts will fit that better than the charge count.
All right. Mr. Pieknik, is that a accurate recitation of the plea agreement?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Mr. Burrows, have you heard what the attorneys have said the resolution in these cases are?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is that how you wish to resolve them?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give in these matters will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. Mr. Burrows, it's my understanding in case number 251742, you'll be pleading guilty to a added count 3 of failing to report an accident to fixtures. That is a 90-day misdemeanor and or a fine of $100. In exchange for that, the people will be dismissing the fail to report an accident and the no license or multiple licenses. In case number 253743 SM, it's my understanding that you'll be pleading guilty to an added count. Mr. Carnes, the complaint in that case starts out with count 2. I'm assuming that should be count 1, and this would be an added count 2.
I think so, Your Honor. Yeah.
All right. So it'd essentially be an added count 2 of receiving, concealing stolen property valued at less than $200. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and or a fine of $500. Is that your understanding of the plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
Back on April 22nd and June 24th of this year, were you on probation or parole?
No, sir.
And I believe you were on bond in the failed to report accident case when the receiving and concealing case was picked up. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember reading and signing the advice of rights form, talked about your rights to an attorney and your rights to a trial?
Yes, sir.
Most importantly, do you understand that you had the right to have a jury trial and that by entering a guilty plea in these matters, you'll be giving up that right and you won't have a trial of any kind?
Yes, sir.
Other than the plea agreement, has anybody promised you anything in order to get you to plea today?
No, sir.
Has anybody threatened you in any way?
No, sir.
And is it your own free choice to plea today?
Yes, sir.
Are counsel aware of any other promises, threats, or inducements not made part of the record?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right, then, Mr. Burrows, we're going to start with the oldest case first, which is 251742. So how do you plead to the added count 3 of failed to report an accident to fixtures arising from April 22nd of this year in the city of Manton?
Guilty.
In order to accept that plea, I must have you tell me what it is that makes you guilty. So back on April 22nd, were you operating a motor vehicle?
Yes, sir.
And did you have some sort of accident while you were in Manton?
Yes, sir. I hit a speed limit sign.
All right. And did you fail to report that to law enforcement?
Yes, sir.
Then changing gears then to file number 253743. This is the receiving concealing case. How do you plead to added count 2 that on or about June 24th 2025 in Liberty Township of Wexford County, that you committed the offense of receiving, concealing stolen property less than $200.
Guilty.
So explain what happened back on June 24th for you to be guilty of that offense.
I was sleeping in my camper. The man I was, whose house I had my camper at the time I was staying with, asked me if I would help him get a generator that he had gotten. We rode his four-wheelers over to a property not far away from his house, and I helped him load a generator. I believed at the moment he had purchased, not that we were stealing it, but I believed he had purchased the generator at the time. I helped him load it on his four-wheeler. He then took off with it. I found out after the fact that it was stolen. I helped the Michigan State Police retrieve the generator and load it into their vehicle. I thought this was all taken care of. I didn't know there was a warrant for my arrest.
When did you learn that? When did you learn it was
I
stolen?
learned that it was stolen pretty much immediately when the other gentleman took off the back way out of the man's property and not down the driveway we drove in on. Which is why I immediately helped the state police when they got to the house to get the generator back and helped load it into their vehicle for them. And
So how much time passed between the time that you helped load it and MSP arrives?
maybe 2 hours.
And did you report it as being stolen?
No, when the state police, when I first talked with them, they told me that it was stolen, and at that point, I told them where it was at and helped them recover it, retrieve it.
Do you know how they were led to you?
The guys, where the generator came from is through a Christmas tree plantation directly across the road from where I was staying at the time. I believe the guy that owned the generator actually followed the four-wheeler tracks to the house.
And I want to make sure I understand your testimony. After you helped load it, the person you were with fled almost immediately, and that's when you suspected that it was stolen property.
Correct.
And if law enforcement had not arrived at your door, did you have any plans on reporting it?
Yes, I would have. I didn't have a phone at the time. I was borderline homeless, which is I just moved into the camper. And also that day after the state police left, I immediately moved from that residence after I learned what was going on. And I mean, I did go to that gentleman's property. I did help load that generator under the assumption that it was done correctly, but it was not.
All right, give me just a moment. I want to look up something here.
They're,
Just,
Can I say
just, hold on. Just wait for your, just give him a second.
All right, counsel, do you believe the defendant's provided a factual basis in which to accept the plea and that the court rule has been complied with?
Yes, Your Honor.
I believe so, Your Honor. If I may just ask Mr. Burrows one question, I think may help clarify. I think the questions the court has as well.
Sure.
Mr. Burrows, when you arrived at the property where this generator was, did you see the owner there at any point?
no,
Okay, and as you were helping, before you helped load the generator, did you start to get a sense that something was off and it wasn't a purchase transaction?
a little bit. I
Okay.
wanted to believe that I could trust the man I was with, so I didn't.
And when you started to get the sense that something was off, you didn't stop though. You continued to load the generator.
Correct.
Okay, that's what I wanted to add, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Burrows, I forgot to ask, did that happen in Liberty Township of Wexford County? As far as you know?
And I thought that was Cedar Creek Township.
If it's reported as Liberty Township, do you take exception to that?
Yeah.
You're okay with it being Liberty Township?
Yes. Yes.
All right. The court agrees. I find the pleas are knowing, voluntary, and accurate. Mr. Burrows, I find you guilty of failing to report an accident to fixtures. And in regards to the receipt and concealing case, I believe that the defendant has borne out statements during the voir dire process. In particular, I find that by the way he helped the other person load the generator, and that he started to get a feeling for it not being a bona fide purchase, and that 2 hours had passed, that he therefore aided in the concealment of the property. I do believe that the elements have been borne out, so I do find you guilty of receiving and concealing stolen property valued at less than $200. Mr. Carnes, are we able to sentence today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any allocution, Mr. Pieknik?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll start with the case to the fixtures. My client is raising his daughter as in essence, a single parent. The daughter's mother unfortunately struggles with some substance abuse issues. On the date in question, she was supposed to pick up the daughter from school, and my client had gone to her home to pick up the daughter when he found out that she wasn't there. And then the school called and said they put her on the bus. He was going to the school, or excuse me, going home to meet his daughter when he got off the bus, and he hit the stop sign. He knows he should have stopped and called the police and taken responsibility for that, but he made the decision I think any parent would make, and that is he continued on to go see his daughter. His failing was then failing to report it later, and that's why he's here today to take responsibility for it. With the generator as well, the second offense, I think he mentioned that this person that he thought he could trust had given him a place to stay. He had originally thought it was an arm's length transaction, but then when he realized that something was wrong, he should have stopped, and he didn't. And he's here again today to take responsibility for it. He has been incarcerated now. He struggles to make ends meet, works odd jobs. Primary focus is trying to care for his daughter. That is the number one thing. And then, candidly speaking, when he and I met, that's the first thing he told me about, and that's really why we appreciate the court taking the sentence today. Pulling this forward. He's already done 30 plus days in jail, if my math is correct. And so we would ask that the court take that into consideration in imposing sentence.
Thank you, Mr. Carnes.
Thank you, Your Honor. Normally in a failure to report accident, I am always concerned about defendant fleeing an intoxicated driving scenario. However, at this time, I will say Deputy Zajac. No, I'm sorry. Trooper West interviewed defendant an hour after the crash and there's no any intoxicating substances or any investigation into that. So I just want to acknowledge that. I am troubled, of course, with the receiving and concealing. The defendant's recitation, however, is again consistent with the police report. I'll leave sentencing. Thank you.
Is there any restitution requested in either file?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you for mentioning that. There is a $165 restitution request in the failure to report accident to fixtures.
Mr. Pieknik, is there a stipulation to that?
Yes, and my client had indicated that he would do what it takes to repay that. He's obviously going to need to work out some type of payment arrangements, but and I know it's a modest amount, but again, he doesn't dispute that.
All right. And Mr. Carnes, I should have asked, was there any victim input?
No, not in either file. Thank you, Your Honor. And that's the restitution is to the City of Manton.
All right. Mr. Burrows, you had the right to address the court prior to sentencing. Is there anything you'd like me to know?
I would just like to let you know that I'm sorry for what happened and my behavior, as I'm 40 years old now. It's ridiculous. It's time to keep my head where it belongs, and I'm ready to take responsibility for what I did.
All right. Just a second. So our records indicate that in the failed to report accident, there's 28 days jail credit, and in the receiving and concealing, there's 27 days jail credit. When I look at the defendant's history, I show a retail fraud third from 03, a B&E with intent from 05, OWI from 07, receiving concealing from 11, in 14, a possession of analog, and in 25, an assault and battery. It's concerning, especially in the receiving concealing case, that this would not be Mr. Burrows' first go around at that. However, I do understand the situation in which he found himself in. But I also understand that where there's a will, there's a way to report an issue. But it does go to his credit that he helped locate the stolen piece of property. So in that case, jail will be 27 days jail with 27 days credit. I'm not going to order any probation. A $75 crime victims rights fund fee, $50 state minimum fee. The court will waive the fine, court costs, and attorney fees. In the failed to report an accident to fixtures, I believe the 28 days is appropriate in that case. So 28 days jail with 28 days credit. There is a $75 crime victims rights fund fee, $50 state minimum fee. Court will waive fines, costs, and attorney fees. There is $160 to the City of Manton for restitution. Mr. Burrows, because I have sentenced you to a period of incarceration in both of these files, even though it's time served, you do have the right to appeal that decision. And if you decided that you wanted to appeal it and could not afford an attorney to assist you, you have 14 days from today's date to request the appointment of an attorney. Additionally, any balance that remains unpaid for more than 56 days will have a 20% penalty added to that. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
So at some point you'll be released today. If there's still time, I'll need you to come over here to the court and make a payment. And if you're not able to make a payment, then to get set up on a payment plan. But if you're not released in time today, I would ask that you do that as soon as possible, all right?
Just at the magistrate's office?
Yeah, at the district court window.
Okay.
Anything else for the record, Mr. Carnes?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Pieknik?
No, Your Honor, then thank you and thank your staff for, I know this is pulled forward here on the docket. We do appreciate that very much.
All right, thank you. Mr. Burrows, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
We are adjourned.
Thank you, everybody.
Person at the Wexford County Jail, please state your name.
Yep. Toshina Anderson.
All right, Ms. Anderson, I'm Judge Wiggins with the 84th District Court. You've been picked up for a fail to appear at a financial review hearing. It looks like you currently owe the court $870. Are you able to make any payment on that today?
I should be able to, I did receive a check, all tribal members did, of $3,000. So I'm pretty sure, when I cash my check, I can make a payment on that. I just gotta set up a payment plan.
How
And
much will
plus,
you be able-
we have per cap coming up before Thanksgiving.
How much will you be able to make?
Whatever I set my payment plan up to. I have 2 other children that needs to be updated with stuff in a different court to set up a payment plan with.
Any idea how much of a payment plan you can be put on?
What I can afford monthly, I could probably put up $50 today.
Can you afford the 50?
Can I, as soon as I cash my check?
All right, so I will release you today. I'll make a note that you're going to make a $50 payment today, you said?
Yes,
Are you able to do $50 a month?
no,
much
but I
can you
can make it. I could probably do, like, if the court will allow me, on a monthly, $25.
All right. And so if we do that first $25 due January 1st, would you be able to, I mean, I realize January 1st is a holiday, but if we do the first of each month, will you be able to do that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so I will go ahead and I will release you today. I expect that $50 payment today. We'll put you on a $25 a month payment plan beginning the 1st of January. And I'm going to reset this for a review hearing in 3 months. Now, I have an address for you on Shabby Town Road. Is that accurate?
No, I would really, really like to change that address.
All right, what is your new address?
It will be 11184 Odie Tolman Road. It's spelled O-DE-TO-MIN. Sutton's Bay, Michigan, 49682.
What is your telephone number?
It's in the system.
Has it changed since we had it last?
Yeah, I changed it here in the jail, but I just recently got this phone number.
So what I'm gonna ask you to do is when you get released, I'm gonna ask you to contact the court to update that telephone number, all right?
Okay,
So before you're released today, you'll be receiving your next court date. Make sure you keep track of that. I'll work with you as long as you work with me. So if something happens, you can't make a payment or you need to change the payment amount, just let us know. Don't ignore it, because when you ignore it, that's when you find yourself sitting in jail. So if you're making that payment that you've set up, I'll cancel the review hearing. But if not, we're gonna get you in here to find out what's going on, all right?
all right, sounds good, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, thank you. Next arraignment, jail.